Good morning, everybody. Let's go. What a fantastic Thursday, and what a day that we're going to have today. So the S&P 500 officially broke above $400 yesterday, or I should say the SPY officially broke above 400 yesterday and ran all the way up to key levels around 401.50, 401.60, right around that high of day. This morning, we gapped all the way up to 404.20, and we actually seem like we're going to be having a pretty good breakout coming in here. So let's go, guys. What a fantastic morning. Let's go. Juicy Mango, Bill W., Jamie, thank you guys for joining up. As always, if you guys want to see anything specific or you want to go over anything that you're watching or anything like that, just let me know in the comments and we can take a look at those. But what a start to the day. Can't believe that we're getting this nice price action coming in here. Now, looking across the market, Netflix looks fantastic. AMD, amazing breakout. Apple, amazing break. Microsoft, another... Ooh, this one's actually turning back over a little bit. But for the most part, everything is continuing to run, at least a lot of the big tech stocks. Even if we go look at something like Enphase, for example, that's having a big run. Logitech had a big gap up. Even AI... Square. I mean, all these stocks are having fantastic mornings. Look at DraftKings. What about marijuana stocks? It looks like they're even doing a little bit better. PLNHF has a long way to go, but man, SoFi's running. This is an amazing, amazing morning. I love movement like this. Good thing we got out of the AMD premium play yesterday. That was a smart cut at break even, I'd say. Wow, what a big move up today, though. This is just insane, guys. Let me know what your favorite stock is today in the comments as well. I'll take a look at that. And good morning to Gengar and J Deep. Also, good morning to all the lurkers out there. So if you're watching, you're lurking out there, hey, I appreciate you being here. I know not everybody can type all the time. Of course, there's work and stuff like that going on, so I really appreciate you guys. J-Deep says Microsoft probably turning back down because of Chat GPT scrutiny. Let's see. Chat GPT scrutiny. It might be. I'm not a big Chat GPT person myself, J-Deep. I mean, I like it. I'm somebody who kind of thinks like, I don't know. We're getting to the point of society where if you can't even write your own damn emails anymore, what's the point? I mean, it's pretty crazy to me. But good morning, Manny and Xbox. Thank you, guys. Same thing with Cornish. Thanks for joining up here, too. Xbox says, let's go Tessie. Hell yeah, let's go Tessie, guys. I've been watching Tessie on the book map quite a bit the past couple days. We need to really watch out up here at this 196 area right now. 196.50. You can see there's a pretty big block of orders up there. To the downside, though, let's see if there's anything nice. Really, no big blocks down as of now, so I don't know. It seems like the price action down on Tesla seems like it's kind of, I don't know, like there's not really a lot pushing it up right now. Let's go back to Tesla's chart really quick. And when I say down, I mean, of course, on a 1 minute basis. Like at open, it's falling down. Still up well from yesterday. Fantastic from yesterday, but right here, it's just not, yeah, it's been falling off a little bit this morning, of course. Following that move from yesterday, though, I mean, it was an amazing, amazing play. There was some buyers coming in here at 195. Maybe that can help push this stock up. A lot of volume coming in down here. Look at that. Big block just came in at 196 even. Look at that forming up there. Dark red. Trying to follow some institutions here this morning. Maybe see what can happen. There we go. 194. Coming a pretty big area with a lot of buyers coming in down there. So, very interesting here. We might get stuck between like 194 and 196. I doubt it. We'll probably pick a direction, but we'll have to see. Lots of buyers are down there at 194, though, on Tesla. And it makes a lot of sense. You know, that was the high of yesterday and a pretty big support. So, I get it. It makes sense, actually. A ton of sense. I love watching these book map charts, guys. They are fantastic. Love seeing the big orders and seeing where, because everybody can have support and resistance lines drawn, but I love that on Bookmap I can find more in-depth information about those supports and resistances. So like 194, like of course if we go to the trading view chart, like, oh, it's a good support, there's an awesome level there. But if we go look at the Bookmap here, you can see there's a big red bar down there. That means that there's a lot of people stacking up orders there. And look, there was actually just a big bar right here, a big yellow bar, and that's what caused this big red volume circle to come in here. Volume dot, I guess they call them, but this ends up breaking. It could be good, but you might be able to front run that support. Maybe Tesla will start to pop back up off of there. Looks like maybe that's what's happening now. Pretty nice. Very interesting, though. All right, going over to Neo here for Manny. Sean says he likes PFE, though. Let's see. Pfizer. Cal's lurking. Appreciate you. But yeah, Manny's talking about Neo and Neo calls real quick. Let's see. Neo up to 1020. Big resistance up there at 1020, like I said. I was going to say 1022 because that's like perfectly where mine was, but 1020 is probably the big spot to watch, really. Man, it's just continuing. A nice continuation. All right, so it looks like as Neo's running up here, 1020 is going to be big in my opinion. But I think 1050 is going to be huge. Like $10.50 is going to be insane up here at the top. Like, wow. A pretty big area of resistance. I'm going to go ahead and circle this area over here. Because this area where we had a whole week of trading just sideways, that's kind of like where we're getting up into again between 1020 and 1070 or 1020 and 1060. Everywhere between there for those 5 to 10 days, the stock just stayed right there. So I'm hoping that we don't stay there again in that way. I don't think we will. I think it'll be a little bit more fire, but Sean says he likes the good old Pfizer, though. Pfizer, PFE. Let's see, $40.50. That seems like a resistance from today. Yep, pretty much spot on, actually. 1 cent away. Pfizer. Sean said he's liking Pfizer, so let's go ahead and see. Do I like it too, is the question. Well, I'm just wondering for myself. Let's see. 39.90 to 40 is a big support down there. I mean, I kind of like this, Sean. It's been bouncing down here for so long. You would think it might get a nice pop back up here sometime shortly, right? What a big move. All right, let's hope for a push. Come on, let's get up through 40.50 today for Pfizer. That would be awesome for them. Nvidia fell back over. It's going to be tough if stocks keep falling back down here. Ooh. On my swing update this morning, I said to be a little bit careful. Let me see how I worded this exactly. I said, stocks are running up with some crazy momentum from yesterday. Pre-market trading has been going well so far. Hopefully this keeps up at market open. A lot of stocks are breaking out. Always be careful of pullbacks when the market gets this way. And that was a big fear I had this morning, because I don't know about you guys, but whenever the market gaps up, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't really like it when that happens, whenever we have a big gap in the morning, and then some slow price action on the way up. I don't like that. I'd rather us just open up right here and then go boom up to where we are now, rather than having this stupid gap up and gap down stuff that you can't trade because the market's closed. So it's like, oh, thanks a lot. I don't know. Maybe they need to make options 24 hours finally. I mean, it's about time, right? Like, come on. Society's getting to that point where I feel like it needs to be open more, but I don't know. It is what it is. I'm actually going to make that into a poll here. Let me know if you guys like this a little bit. I'm going to make a poll. Should stocks/options trade 24/5 like futures do? Yes, 24.5. Let's see what else. 24.5. Um, all right, guys. I sent out the poll. Check it out here. Go ahead and vote. I have a lot of options in the poll here, so there's actually 3 votes for yes. I also added in there, should it kind of be like Bitcoin and trade 24/7, which would count over the weekend. I don't know. I kind of like it that it's closed on the weekend, but pretty cool. Pretty cool though. So voted yes. Bill said, "Love it, guys. Thank you." Manny goes, "Yes, I'll never get to sleep." That makes a lot of sense, Manny. Hey, Cleo, how are you doing today? Talking about Bitcoin here. Let's see. Bitcoin USD is asking, do you think Bitcoin runs up a little today? I actually think it might. I think it has a chance to. We've had a lot of momentum lately. There's been a lot of good movement. Now, Bitcoin is at big resistance, so we have to be a little bit wary of that. Anywhere from like 28 to 30K. Seems like there's a lot of bounces there. But yeah, I kind of feel I feel like it can go up today, Cleo. So keep your eyes on Bitcoin though. One thing that I like about this is that it seems like it's bouncing off resistance right here. Pretty big, around like 28,700. So maybe if we can break above 28,700 again, I'll be a little bit more bullish intraday. Right now, it actually is turning over slightly. So I don't want you to just run into calls right now, or run into calls, just buy anything like it, or anything because of Bitcoin because of this. But I like it for the rest of the day. But for the next few minutes, it seems like it's going to be falling down a little bit. Definitely in like more of a bearish pattern at the moment. At the moment, this type of setup is just, you know, tons of bounces right there off 28K, 700. But I do like it, Cleo, for a nice pop back. It's been a long time since Bitcoin's been going. And hey, guys, if you're in here today and you're enjoying yourself, smash that like button. Let's go. Really helps us out. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you joining up today and taking your time to be with us here. If you like or want to see any big stocks, just post them up in the comments and we will check those ones out. But wow. What a day. Let's go eye up the economic calendar. Let's go eye up those GDP numbers today, guys. Those are going to be huge here. So let's see. The GDP came in at 3.9%. Dang it. It came in right as expected. So price index did, and the growth rate pretty much came in right as expected. So it looks like it didn't help or hurt the markets much today. Get over to CNBC real quick here. And maybe there's an article about it. I didn't get to check out an article on it yet. DeSantis' board says Disney stripped them of power. How did Disney strip DeSantis of power? Their Disney-controlled predecessors pulled a fast one on them by passing restrictive covenants that strip the new board of many of its powers. Interesting. Their predecessors last month signed a development agreement with a company that gave Disney maximum development power over the theme park's 27,000 acres in Florida. 27,000 acres. That's a lot. What the? The 5 supervisors were appointed by the Republican governor to the board after the Florida legislature overhauled Disney's government in retaliation for the entertainment giant publicly opposing "Don't Say Gay" legislation that bars instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity. Okay, well, I can't be talking about that apparently, so I didn't know we were going to be getting into that on that article. Sorry, guys. That's funny. Oops. I guess I went down the wrong path today. Oh no. What's going to happen? How dare me?
How dare you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Greta. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go down there. All right. Back to the stocks. Talking about Disney, though, their stock is doing damn well despite the news. So I love it. That seems awesome. I don't know. Seems good for Disney here. Disney's running up. I like it. I'll be honest, guys. I don't give two flying. I can't say the word because Keisha will make me put money in the swear jar, but I don't give two flying pricks about Disney and their beef with Florida. I do not care about that at all. I only care about Disney as a company and how I think that they will be in the future with their growth. And I think that their growth will be fantastic, especially with Disney Plus. And I think that right now they're bouncing off key, and I mean key, support levels. Some of the keyest levels I've seen in a long time. BRICS going against the dollar might drive Bitcoin in the long term. True, J Deep, that could. I would guess though it would drive some other currency, but we'll have to see. Yeah, Disney used a loophole on DeSantis. It looks like it, Manny. The whole reason some people love crypto trading is because of the 24-hour trading. Too bad stocks don't trade similarly. I know, right? I can't believe nobody voted for that. I put should it be like BTC and trade 24/7, but nobody voted for that one. But yeah, 24/5s really went in the way there. 90%, 10% said to stay the same. And hey, for whoever voted to stay the same, I feel you. You know, sometimes it's nice to not have to worry about stocks crashing at nighttime and stuff. Instead of them crashing at nighttime, now you just wake up and they're already crashed. No, I'm just kidding. It would definitely be a little bit different, but it's I don't know. I do feel it though. You know, it's nice to have some breaks here and there. It does make sense in some ways, but I kind of think I'd rather do 24/5 though. Like the futures. The futures make sense. Xbox clicked 24/5 too quickly. I know they don't let you change your votes on here either, which sucks, but alright. It's alright. Is what it is. Let's go over to the book map again today. Let's see how we're doing with good old Tessie here. We just got up through 196. We have a lot of good volume coming back into Tesla, guys. Look at that. Look at the bottom here. The CVD just went green. Can't believe it. Wow, okay. Wow. Happening today? What's going on here? Man, we're at a pretty big level though. 196.50 is a pretty big area of resistance, and 197, guys, is huge. I mean, if you're playing Tesla to the upside, you better be a little bit worried about 197 here today. Pretty crazy. Google's falling off. Let's see. Yeah, what's up with Google? Why are they going down so much? Or was that the OpenAI thing? No, I thought that was Microsoft, right? Hmm. Let me go get some. I'll post up the link again in the Discord really quick, guys. Hang on, guys. Got to get a picture for somebody here. Yeah, it's pretty big on Tessie, though. 196.50 is a big resistance. 197 is huge up there as well. Whew. That's pretty big up there. Let's go eye it up on the real chart real quick. TSLA. Someone in Discord said they could see him coming back to retest 192. 192, I could see that. Maybe, but I don't know. It seems like too bullish of a setup to me. But it definitely has a chance to, but I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty big. Look at Palantir, almost perfect double top here. Uh-oh. That's brutal, guys. Poor Palantir got stopped. Got stopped dead in their tracks today. Uh-oh. Not good. Tesla releasing sales this week. Are they? I didn't know that. Wow, okay. Estimates say a good sales quarter. Manny says, good for Google, good for my covered calls. Expires tomorrow. Good stuff, Manny. I hope that helps, Google. Man, Google's looking rough today. Oh, you have covered calls. Oh, I see. Okay, Manny. For a second, I was like, he has calls, and I looked at it today, and I was like, oh, that's brutal. But I see. That's pretty good. Good stuff, Manny. The support's real, and so is the struggle. The struggle is very real. Yeah. I'm with you, Xbox. It is real. It is real. Hey, if you guys are enjoying the stream, please smash that like button. It really helps us out. Let's try to get to 20 likes today if we can, guys. So if you have not hit it yet, please smash it. If you've already liked the stream, then just forget what I'm saying. Don't unlike it. I've seen that happen before where people accidentally unliked it because they liked it twice or something, but that's funny. Yeah, the weekend is going to be big, Manny. So tomorrow on Friday, right? Tesla sales? Let's see. Tesla sales numbers. Are they really coming out? I didn't know that. There they are. Jeez. They're due this weekend. Oh. When you say this weekend, you put it in two different words, and I kept thinking that you meant like at the end of the week. But I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying. Literally the weekend. Okay. Wow. Thank you, though, Manny. Seriously, I did not even think about that. I did not know. I hadn't heard anything about that, to be honest with you. So thank you for letting me know about that. That is seriously, thank you. That is a big piece of info to know and to keep your eye on. That's for sure. Wow, 194.50 is kind of holding up here. Look at that. Right at the pre-market level from today. Love it. Love seeing that. Go. What a move, Tessie. What a move. Come on, keep up. Keep up with the good momentum here. How's that book map looking? Hell yeah, getting close to 196.50 and 197 again. We could always break this where these big sellers are stacked, but I don't know. I would not be banking on it unless that SPY is running, because that's a big area up there. I mean, when I say a big area, like, this is a big one. Like, insane up there. Look at that, 121,000 shares at 197 and 149,000 shares at 198. And look at that, 335,000 shares at 200. Wow. Look at those sellers stacked up there at $200. Oh my gosh. Man, that is huge up there. Humongous, guys. Look at that. Those are just big block orders heading even up into 200. It's like bam, 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 bam. Like they're trying to drive this baby back down or get out of some shares or something. Man, those are some crazy orders there, guys. Seriously. Keep your eyes on those. Those levels will be huge. It's pretty much every big level. 197, 198, 199, and 200. They're all, every $1 area has huge areas there. Manny, this is actually called Bookmap. It's called Bookmap. We'll be getting into this a lot more over the next few months, Manny. So just keep your eyes peeled, guys. We'll be getting into the Bookmap a lot more as time goes on. I actually really like it. It's an awesome platform. You know, been learning it a lot lately, and it's been very helpful, I'd say, with finding a lot of big areas of support and resistance. And it shows you why support and resistance is actually working. You know, it's not like, oh, well, the stock's just bouncing there. Like, of course the stock's bouncing, but like, why is it bouncing? Because there's big sellers coming in. And what this is awesome for is I can see these areas where these sellers are stacked up before the stock gets there. That's awesome. I mean, to me, that's just fantastic. That is one of the best. It's awesome. Just keep your eyes peeled, guys. We'll have some awesome stuff coming out with Bookmap over the next few months, hopefully. I love using it, though. It's going to be fun. Gonna be a fun time. NFLX, let's check it out. Netflix running up to 343. That is a huge run today, but I will say we're starting to slow down a little bit. Looks like we're starting to come back to reality here. Starting to slow back down and getting back to normal movement coming in. PCE inflation data tomorrow. Good call, Gabriel. Good call. I appreciate you saying that there. That's awesome. Let's see. Sean earlier said Delta Airlines. Seren said Square was shooting up. Sorry, I missed that. Delta Airlines as well. Yeah. Hey, yeah, guys, for sure, for sure. Let's check it out. Check it out. Let's try it. All right, he wants to see Neo on the map. Sure. Check it out real quick here. Do a 6-hour cloud there. All right, so here's Neo on the cloud. You can see today there's some pretty big orders up there, up around like $10.50. There's a lot up there, around $10.50, so gotta be a little careful of that. Even $10.40, there's some areas. Now, Neo is a lot slower than something like Tesla, so it's not gonna look as fun on the chart. obviously. Like this one is just so volatile. Like look at all these ticks going on and constantly running around. Neo's way slower, as you can tell here. So just keep that in mind as you go forward. But this is kind of like the big levels that we're looking at. It looks like, okay, on Neo, it looks like the big overhead resistance is right up around like 1120 to 1140, somewhere right around there. Let's go see if that eyes up with the chart, 1120 to 1140. Let's go to a daily maybe. So 1120 to 1140. So let's mark that here. Mark that, boom. Yeah, you can see that that has been a pretty big area before. Definitely. And it's not like a huge area, but we can see on the book map that there's a lot of orders up there. So I'm going to go ahead and place that resistance there. Because if Neo keeps running up like this, that might be a good area to target. You know, like some of these areas overhead are good areas to target as well. And then you can maybe front run a possible rejection back to the downside as well if the stock starts to gets closer and closer to that big area up there. But yeah, big area of resistance there. Huge. Yeah, Xbox. And guys, here's what I'll say. Here's all I have to say, okay, is don't go get it yet, okay? Xbox. Just wink wink. Just wait a little bit. Just wait a little while and then get bookmap. Just wait a couple weeks. I promise. Just wait a couple weeks. But yeah, looking good here. Tesla, big move to the upside, up to around 196, 196.50 is looking awesome. Let me look at the SPY. Yeah, we'll go ahead and eye up SPY here. Subscribe to that SPY. I guess I'll do another 6-hour cloud. There, right? Whoa, SPY. What's happening here? Oh, hang on, guys. I messed up the feed. Hang on, that was my fault. I forgot to do the cloud back there. All right, let's go check out SPY real quick. Beautiful. Beautiful SPY. Wow, 404.50 seems like the big level today. A lot of people up overhead there. And don't forget, you can also look at futures and stuff like that on here. Yeah, Xbox, we'll just say this. This is all I have to say to you on this one.
Alright.
That's all we gotta say. Alright, but Tesla's looking good here. Looking pretty fire. 194.50. Looking good. Love to see that, but alright. Can't feature it too much, right? Alright, let's go over to Neo, looking pretty fire. JD, looking good, looking good. 44.50, 44.60 up there at the top. Wow, these China plays, man. What's up with these? Baba? Sheesh. Crazy. Yeah, just wait up, man. You just wait up. Trust me. You guys will... I think you'll be happy you waited. Alright, so PCE looking good. Baba, we have Kellogg's here today. Actually doing pretty well for a food stock. How's AMD, man? Come on. Come on, AMD. Don't be turning over on us here. Baba, looking crazy. CCL. Woo! Looking nuts. Wow, what a crazy move, though. Up above $10 a share? That's insane. That's insane. CCL. Man, another big gap up today. This stock has just been gapping up since $8.50. Every morning it seems like there's a big gap in one direction or the other. Let's see percentage-wise, that thing's up. High of day today up 22% from the recent low. For only a couple weeks, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Actually, I'd say it's pretty damn good. Pretty good overall. Love that. Man, what a day though, and what a week, guys. Like, we got to witness an amazing week here for price action, guys. Like, there's been so many amazing potential plays to the upside and to the downside and sideways even. There's been a lot of potential coming out here. It's been an amazing week. Amazing go here in the markets. I love it. Let's go. Fantastic right now. Sniperbot called out Amazon calls at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Let's see. Come on, Amazon. Don't be doing that. Of course, the market had to slow down, right? Come on, Amazon. Hold 101.50. Let's go. Don't be doing this bull crap to us. Need some good movement coming in here. And hey, of course, guys, I appreciate all of you guys for being here. Anybody who missed it earlier, I really do appreciate you. It'd be awesome. TikTok, waiting on the awesome bot plays, man, he says. I know, right? TikTok, TikTok. Coming soon. Hang on 1 second, guys. Man, Google to the downside there is not good. Go ahead and eye it up. Man, I can't believe Google's down as much as they are, guys. Look at this. It might be a good put play. This could be a perfect play, potentially, guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just found this. A couple days ago, there was a perfect low down here, right at 99.73. And right now, Google's falling under $100 a share. That is a humongous level in everybody's minds. Let's go actually eye it up on the book map. Google, come on, come on, come on, Google. We'll do 6 hours, subscribe. Boom, come on, Google. Get on there, let's see what we got. Big levels here to the downside, 99.90, guys. 99.90 is a big area of support. So if that ends up breaking, wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, guys. Be careful. Be careful. Right around 100, though. Damn. I knew there'd be some big orders somewhere around here at the bottom, because it's too crazy today. That movement's too nuts there. I knew there'd be something. Yeah, that's a big area, guys. Seriously, keep your eyes on Google. That could be a bit of an outlier today. Bit of an outlier. Story time. Do we want some stories today? I'm down for some stories. What do we want? Let's see. What kind of stories do we want today? Story time. I'll tell you what, though, guys. We're going to have a lot of stories coming up soon. Story time. Should we go back to, should we do the story... Should we do the story how I got started trading? Or should we do the story of... Should we do the story of my biggest loss? Tom's first house story. That's funny, Xbox. That story's still going on, Xbox, so... you can't, I don't know. Xbox, I'm a big believer in establishing... I'm a big believer in getting multiple streams of income through investment properties and through... what's the damn word I'm trying to think of? Rent. Through rent. I'm a big believer in investing in the housing industry rather than me personally buying a house, Xbox. So personally, like what I'm doing, Xbox, is I'm sitting here and I'm acquiring a portfolio of rental properties so that eventually they can pay for my whole entire house payment all at one time. That would be huge, Xbox, and that's my goal. That's my big goal. I'm not in a big rush to get out or anything until that, so not in a big rush at all. Sean says, I'll give you a story. The sweet corn nugget is going to reshaft his irons this weekend, and everyone in western Nebraska will know about it. That's right, Sean. He's going to reshaft those irons. They're going to be extra stiff, KBS, and he's going to hit it an extra 10 yards now. The ball's going to have the perfect spin on it, Sean. You're going to get that thing to stop on those greens. It's going to be perfect. I know it. It's funny. That's pretty big, though. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll do this. I figured out a story. We'll do my biggest loss story, okay? We'll do my biggest loss story. That way people can maybe not replicate what I did, right? Sean goes, I'm going to hit him shorter, but flight it out of the wind. There you go. Hitting him shorter. Okay. Wow, that's a big resistance there. 8.35, 8.38, 8.40. Let me just eye up some stocks really quick, and then we'll get into the story here. The terrible story. Man, this is a sad story, this one. All right. Yeah, DraftKings Spy's not really doing much. All right, story time on good old VXX, guys. VXX. Whoever's been around the streams for a long time probably already knows this story. But for anybody who's been joining up and who's a little bit newer over the past few months or so, I think you guys will love this here. So let's go ahead and go over this. It was an insane situation on VXX. Now, this was a long time ago on VIX. A long time ago. I mean, like 2015 times. That's how long ago this was. So I've been trading for, you know, maybe a year, 2 years. I was still learning, obviously. At this time, I don't think I'd been trading for 2 years. I was actually still in high school in 2015, but I was trading, but not, I was like paper trading, stuff like that. I eventually got to a point where, well, I didn't get to a point. My grandfather was a pretty big investor in the stock market, especially as he got old towards the end before he passed. He was really big into stocks. He got very bored being retired at home. He owned a business. He started a business in like 1960 something or 1970 something that my dad still runs now. And he's an old school type guy. And he hated sitting at home doing nothing. So whenever he retired really late in life, like 85 years old or something. And whenever he finally retired, he quit going into work, and he just started focusing on stocks, the stock market, and, kind of having fun that way. And I don't blame him. I would have done it too. But, he always just had to keep doing something. So that was his thing to do, was stocks. And at that time, I was just getting into it. I had watched like The Wolf of Wall Street for the first time. Of course, every young kid, they watch The Wolf of Wall Street for the first time and they're like, "Oh, geez," So I watched that, and then we started getting into, heading into that 2016 election with Trump and all that. And once we got to that point, in 2015, VIX started exploding. So you can see VXX here actually went up a lot, from 4,000 all the way up to 8,000. It went up over 100% within that frame, at least on a split adjusted basis. It wasn't really 4,000. But the main point of the story, getting back to it, is that we saw VIX starting to go up a few days. Now, me being a new trader, being susceptible to weird information online, right? Like, imagine it. It's your first year of trading, and what do? You go all over the place trying to find the best strategies, the best this, the best that. I'm going to make you money, yada, yada, yada. I eventually found this big strategy that a lot of rich people were doing, where they're shorting VXX shares. They're shorting VXX shares. And in theory, this should always win, because if you go out to a long-term chart, VXX decays. It just naturally decays. That's how it is. Like, look at this. It went from 30 grand down to $45 on a split adjusted level over the past few years. So it's obviously a big decayer. Like, look at the past 2 years. It's went from 260 down to 84. So, well, actually lower. Went even less. I'm not even at the right spot. Hang on. Yeah, 260 down to 45. So it actually goes down even more than that. So the main thing is that VXX always goes down. So in theory, if you short it at the right time, you're probably going to win at like a 100% rate. Okay. Now VXX does have a lot of high short fees and stuff like that, so keep that in mind. But a lot of institutions were doing this on VXX and other stocks like it that decay. Now, I decided, so like imagine like right now we're looking at VXX, right? It has a low down here around 42 and a high around 60. So I saw VXX starting to explode kind of like this. And I was sitting here waiting. I was like, oh, whenever VXX explodes, I'm going to short the living crap out of this thing. Because I'm like, I'm going to short VXX. It's a guaranteed win. They pretty much said it's guaranteed as long as you do it at the right time and you have enough money to back your position up. So I was like, fine, perfect. So I shorted like 4 grand of it or something, right? Like, let's just say, I'll do a circle here on the chart. I shorted 4 grand of it, like right here. I'll even draw a 4 in there. So that was the 4 grand short there. Okay, then it kept going up. Okay, it went up to like 76 the next day. So what do? I add to the short, right? What do you do when a play goes against you? You average in more, right? No, you shouldn't, but this is part of the learning lesson of this story. So it ran up again. We put another 4K in. All right, fantastic. Now we're 8 grand deep. Goes up again. Guess what we do, guys? Another 4. And then we run up again. Another 4. And at this point, we're getting into margin, okay? For a 12, 16, like at this point, we're just now reaching our margin limit, okay? All right, we're reaching our margin now. And it's getting to the point where I'm like, oh, crap. Is it ever going to stop? You know, like it's just going too much, okay? And at this point, I'm already like 16K deep in this short. And it goes up again, okay? One more time. It goes up again. So we end up shorting it again up here at the top. And at this point, we're short like 20K, 19 to 20 grand of VXX, okay? To say the least, here's what happened, okay? We were short this whole time. We were short all this. This might have actually been during this China disaster with Trump in like 2017, something like that. Might have been during that time. But essentially, I just kept shorting, and what happened is that there was some really bad news that came out with China, like right after I did this short. So VXX was already up like 150% over the past few days. Whenever this China news came out, the thing shot up another 150%. Like it just sent it exploding. The stock just blasted. Like see right here with COVID, how it just blasted like this. It might not have been that bad, but this is like essentially like what we're getting into. It was essentially like if during this COVID move up here, I shorted it here, 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 and then this is what finally caused me to go lose all my margin. So what happened in the end, we got that big blast up through that resistance, and the SPY started tanking down with that bad China news. And whenever that happened, we'll just say it wasn't good for Tom's account. We'll just say that it ended up getting destroyed. That account got hit so hard. I think I lost like 19 grand or 18K on the one position. So it was a pretty rough one, guys. And we'll just say it got margin called hard. Like, I think they had to sell out of my whole position like right away because it was just so risky. You know, like the risk tolerance on it was terrible. TD Ameritrade's risk division must have been like, what the hell are you doing? Like they must have been thinking like, no. But that's essentially the story, guys. Moral of the story, don't short VXX, especially before some type of big event. Now, of course, you don't always know when these big events are going to happen, but that's the moral of the story. That's the big loss story. Hopefully nobody replicates that. Like I said, it was like 18K on one loss. So it was a tough one. We'll say that one set us back a little bit. You know, I'm not going to lie. That one put us back. Xbox says, my goal is to get dividend payments each month, $1,000, 3 different stocks, one for each month. I'm intending on buying enough to drip, so we'll help acquire 1 share each at minimum. Nice, Xbox. That's good. That's fantastic. I hope that does well for you. What I will say is, you know, here's what I have to say, Xbox, is to get to $1,000 a month with dividends, you're talking $12,000 a year. You're gonna have to have a lot of money in there, Xbox. You're gonna have to have like well over 200 grand in just those dividend stocks. So that'll be a good one, Xbox. So I can't wait to see how you do with that. It'll be fun. That'll be a nice one. Yeah, keep me updated on your journey, Xbox. That'll be fun. Let us know sometimes, like, hey, I'm doing the drip program. I'm buying these stocks now and holding off on these ones or whatever. Be kind of fun, Xbox. It's a good goal, though. It's a very nice goal to have. Like I said, though, it will require quite a bit of money, but that's a good one. I'm not saying that, you know, like I was saying before you said that. Like, my housing stuff is obviously going to cost more, probably, so it is what it is, but I'm just Just throwing it out there so everyone knows. It will take a lot. Naveen says, how about average? Is it okay to average every time the stock moves in opposite direction? Naveen, if you're buying stocks for the long term, then that's a pretty good way to go. That's a pretty good way to go, Naveen. What I will say is if it turns around, if it starts to turn around, it's not going to be the best, but so keep in mind, Naveen, whenever I was saying my story as well, I was shorting that stock. So keep that in mind. If you're averaging in for the long term, for example, and you're trying to buy Palantir, right? And you buy it today at $8.30, and Palantir goes down to $6 in 3 weeks, yeah, that is a great time to average in. If you own shares and you like the company for the long term, keep averaging in. That's the way to go. That's honestly, I would recommend everyone do that. If you're not averaging into some stuff, you need to start. Like honestly, like if you're out here and you're like, oh well, I'm just gonna day trade and make it all that way. Like, I'll be honest, like no, you're not. Like, you're gonna need to go ahead and create some nice long-term portfolios, like for real. And even if, sure, like you might be the best day trader in the world, but still, having a nice long-term portfolio for safety and etc. is still needed. So I think it's a great idea, Naveen, to do that, especially if you like stocks, especially if you like those stocks. Xbox says, I can't wait to realize it. Depending on the stocks, it could be 67K to 72K per stock. Yeah, but Xbox, the problem is Xbox is that, see, like, you're going to be picking, like, I hate to say it, but if you're getting stocks that have a super high dividend of any kind, normally they're kind of bad. Like, you're going to want to stick with, like, safe things, like dividend aristocrats and stuff like that. Like, good companies that, like, for example, here's a good example. Energy Transfer, right? ET. All right, great dividend stock, right? Fantastic dividend. If you talk about dividends, this stock's usually on the list. Let's go to FinViz real quick. Eye it up, ET. I don't want anyone to do this because I made a big mistake with this in the beginning, and I want to help people from doing this. Okay? In the beginning of my trading, I used to think that I was like, oh, I'm gonna get all these dividend stocks and all this stuff. And I built an awesome dividend portfolio, but the problem is I was grabbing dividend stocks like ET here, who pay a 10% dividend, or I'd find stocks that had like 7% or 8% or 6% or 11%, or you know what I mean. But those high dividends generally don't equate to the best stock movement. Like if we go to the daily chart of ET here, like sure, you could have bought this in 2019 and if you know, you might have gotten paid some decent dividends, like what, 5% a year, 10% a year, etc. But at one point, the stock went from 14 down to $4. The stock went down like 70 or 80%. You know, sure, you could have kept holding that, but you got to ask yourself, why are they paying these high dividends? You know, why? There's a few reasons why. Number one, they're paying the high dividend because their company makes a lot of money. Okay, sure. They want to share in some profits. Fine, go ahead. That can entice some shareholders in, or obviously because it's a nice dividend, it'll entice some shareholders in. But you know, if another reason for having dividends high is that you want shareholders. So, for example, the company might look at their books and they might say, okay, well, hey, we're not looking too good here, but we want to drive buyers into our stock. So how are we going to put buyers into our stock? Oh, we're going to raise dividends. So then that way, people won't feel as bad about it, right? They'll buy our stock and they'll get 10% dividend. And who knows, they might become long-term shareholders of this. And then that helps out the company, right? So you're looking at this stock right now and it's like, man, like long-term, they're paying 10% dividend. It might go up. You know, they deal with like, I think pipes or like natural gas or something. Like you would think it might go up. But it's just one of those situations where you'd be a lot better going after something like McDonald's, okay? It's a 2% dividend, but it's going to be a lot better. Or maybe even something like, how's Costco's? They don't have enough of one yet. Trying to think of some better ones here. Does Boeing have one? I know Ford used to be a big one. My favorite ones for it are like CLX, Clorox, 3%. That one's awesome to me. A nice food company. Also maybe Kraft Heinz. That one's at 4%. Pretty good one. What are some of the big aristocrats that I like here? A Triple M has a decent one, 5%. Maybe a little too high. Like Triple M worries me right now. I might not get that one. Let's look up the aristocrats list real quick though. Aristocrats. I love the dividend aristocrats. Here we go. Here we go. Perfect. Procter & Gamble, Genuine Parts, 3M, Emerson Electric, Johnson & Johnson. There we go. KO. There we go. There's some stocks I couldn't think of. Johnson & Johnson. There we go. Now, is it going to be the biggest dividend in the world? No, but it's going to be 3%. It's going to be a solid company. It's not going to be an 8 to 10% dividend like Energy Transfer and die. Okay. And I know I'm not necessarily saying that Xbox is like good. Yeah, Xbox at VZ and 3M aren't bad. Yeah, I like those ones. VZ's a really good one. Xbox, that's potentially an awesome one. Yeah, let's see how much they sell. I'm not saying that Xbox is trying to go towards the risky one, so I'm not trying to say like oh, Xbox, don't get these. What I'm trying to say is just to help everybody else in here more of. I know Xbox isn't going to be getting these necessarily, but he might get Verizon. I mean, he's not going to get ET, you know, get his own stocks. But yeah, VZ and 3M aren't bad. 3M is a little bit scary. I'll say that. VZ pays out quite a bit though, 6.878%. That's a pretty high dividend for a stock like them, honestly. Let's see. I think that Verizon's good because I just don't see him, you know, with the way cell phones are, they can't go out of business, you know? I mean, maybe they could, but they'd probably get bought out. AT&T might be a good one too. You know, now I know T's had a lot of problems lately, but they pay a similar percentage and they're also very, very low right now, kind of forming good supports. So keep your eyes on AT&T as well. That might even be a good one to eye up. But yeah, I think that's really, really smart though, guys. Like seriously, averaging into these good dividend stocks will be amazing. Because guess what? You're not just going to win on the dividends, right? Like look, you started averaging into AT&T right here. As AT&T starts to go up over the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to end up making out like a bandit on these dividend stocks. Like everybody's always like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to invest in dividends because you don't make enough money, or it's not, you don't see as quick of gains, or you don't see gains as fast. Like, sure, you don't, but if you're timing it up good, you can still see big, like 50% moves plus out of these things. Like, let's just go look at Johnson & Johnson. Like, they pay a fantastic dividend, right? Like, imagine you've been averaging into them since 2014. Your average price right now is $125, and you've gotten 6% a year. I mean, hello, like you're talking an insane amount of money gained to the upside just on the stock moving without even counting the dividends. So pretty good. Xbox is looking at IBM for dividends, even though you don't like them. I don't mind IBM. Let's look at it. It's not my favorite stock, but I will say they've been consolidating a lot down here at support. I'll say, I kind of like it. The reason I like it is because it's a slow, steady mover. And I like that it's bouncing off this support, actually. I like that about IBM. And I feel like IBM on a company standpoint, it's been a long time since I've looked on the dashboard, but Man, I thought they were doing pretty solid the last time I checked. Let's see. IBM. Okay, I guess they did have a big hit in 2021. What was that? Is that a glitch? That Q4 there was terrible for them. I don't know what happened, but okay. That's rough. Let's go to a annually chart, I guess. No, it must not have been IBM. I must be thinking of HP. I think I'm thinking of HP, Hewlett and Packard maybe, but I don't know. That's just not good. Total revenue's just in a big decline. It did start rising in 2022 though, so how's it looking in the short term? Go back to that quarterly chart. I'm a pretty open-minded person, so I'd actually be open to adding IBM into a portfolio of stocks. If it was just IBM on its own, probably not. But if I was going to be doing this into a portfolio for dividends, I kind of like it. I like it. Let's see how much dividends they pay though. I forgot. 5%. Yeah, I mean, holy hell, this is not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. I like that too. Yeah, maybe I am Xbox. I might be backpedaling a little bit here, apparently, but it's all right. I'll backpedal on it. You know, I was wrong. I must have made a mistake. I don't say that too often, but if I did say that IBM was bad or I didn't like it, I might have misspoke there. So let's hope that this thing goes back up. I like this support. Maybe I saw it in 2020 or something, or I can't remember, but man, it's bouncing a lot off down here. The thing that I don't like with IBM, now this is probably what I said in the past, is that IBM is like an older company from like the 2000s, right? Like if we go to like a weekly chart, I can almost guarantee you that in 2000 they were on fire, okay? Yeah, see, like there we go. Like it was one of those dot-com bubble stocks and kind of tumbled back over. But I'll say, that like long-term chart of this thing looks like we got boom, consolidation, now we're ready for another boom. God dang, this looks so enticing. So enticing here. Yeah, 120, big area support. 150, big resistance, nice. Pretty crazy stuff, though. Hey, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. The Education says he loves his dividends. Thank you. And hey, thank you, Gengar. Appreciate that. But yeah, The Education, what kind of dividend stocks do you have, Education? Let us know. You know, I'll wait a couple minutes here to end the stream and maybe hear what you had to say. Xbox says you always thought of them as an old man's company. I probably did. Like I still do. I still do consider them as that, but it's nice to see supports holding up well though, and I think this is a good price level, so I like that with it. Sean says USO's popping. Is it the USO? I'll be honest, this stock had a lot of problems back during whenever oil went to zero. Man, USO was insane, guys. Insane. But yeah, starting to come back a little bit today. It's not looking the best, Cornish, but it's looking good. Popping a little bit, I guess, intraday. Kind of like on Tuesday. Nice intraday run. I wonder how the other oil stocks are. Like ZOM. Oxy, not bad for those. Oxy's a little bit worse than ZOM, but not bad overall. Crude oil itself kind of falling off, actually. So, I don't know. Not my favorite. Not my favorite there today. ASTR is looking crazy. What about Virgin Galactic? Our good friends up there in the space tourism sector. Virgin Galactic. Pretty funny stock. Nice. So Education has IBM. Beautiful. Okay. IBM. KO. I love KO. That's awesome. Johnson and Johnson. I love them too. That one's an awesome stock. Fantastic. VNQ. Vanguard Real Estate. Okay. Nice. I didn't even know this one. Intel. Okay, I'm with you on Intel. Especially at these low levels, Intel's good. Although today, oh man. That's insane. Intel's going up. Got me distracted now. Citigroup. Awesome. Yeah, hey, nice job incorporating a bank in there too, Education. I love that list, Education. That is a very diverse list of ETFs. I like that a lot. That's awesome. Those are some great ones to trade in. Yeah, Xbox. That range is great on IBM. That's what I was eyeing up, really. Was that big support around 115 to 120, and like you said, anywhere from 120 to 140 is pretty good. I'd say anywhere in this small range, pretty fire. So thank you for sharing though, Education. If anyone else wants to check those out, check them out. Those are some pretty good stocks. I'll tell you this, I would be comfortable owning any one of those. Maybe besides IBM. That one might be a little worrying to me, but I'm comfortable with all the rest of those stocks that Education just named now. So that's awesome. Great list. Fantastic. If anybody else wants to check out that list, it'll be right there in the chat. Other than that, hey, I really appreciate you guys joining up today. I feel like we had a really fun stream today. I don't know why. I feel like it was a nice hype day. We had a lot of awesome stuff to talk about, like these nice dividend stocks. Had a nice story with my biggest L ever. Hopefully people don't replicate that. Don't short the VIX, guys, when the market's dying. All right, that's the lesson to take away. But yeah, those are some good stocks there. I agree with Gengar there. But I appreciate you guys joining up today. I really, really do. It's been a fantastic day. Thank you, Gengar, Nick, Sean, Education, Manny, Gabriel, appreciate you. Remind us about the PCE data. Seren, Bill W, Viva, Cleo. Wow, what a day, guys. Thank you guys for joining so much. Seriously. Appreciate that. Nick says, how comfortable are you with Tesla at the moment? Tesla. Nick, whenever you're asking about Tesla, are you asking for the long term or are you asking for the short term? Honestly, either one should be pretty good, but just let me know, Nick, real quick, and I will do a quick analysis on it. If you're talking about the short term, if you're talking about short term here on Tessie, we need to be a little bit careful because there's some big overhead resistance up here right around 196.50, okay? And we've bounced off of 196 today multiple times. Like perfect bounces actually off of that 196 level. So just keep that in mind too. Let me actually go to the discussion real quick. Gotta go find the chart I posted earlier. Okay. Yeah, 196 ended up holding up as a huge intraday resistance on Tesla. We had talked about that a little bit, but man, held up bigger than I thought there, actually. Even 196.50 up there is huge too. Starting to come back down now, not good. Not good, but... Alright, let's see if Nick answered us real quick about Tessie. A little bit of both, okay. Yeah, so a little bit of both, Nick. In the short term here, I'm going to be looking at Tesla really hard to the upside above 196.50. That is a huge area of resistance here, and there's some big overhead orders there. Also, $200 on Tesla in the short term is going to be very, very, very difficult to break. We're going to have to see, I think, a huge move up with the market in order to break through here. So keep your eyes on $200 on Tesla. That's going to be huge. In the short term today, 196.50 is going to be a big level to watch. Now, a lot of analysts and a lot of like my counterparts, for example, do not like buying Tesla for the long term right now. Like, for example, like I'm not 100% certain, but like if you asked Mike right now, like, hey, do you like Tesla? He'd probably say no, realistically. And I get it. Tesla is a little bit overvalued. It's up a lot. They're trading at a crazy price to sales ratio. Like, let's go look at it actually. Tesla's price to sales ratio is 7.59. Not as bad now as it was. Compared to other automakers though, like Ford, which has a 0.31, that's quite a bit. So I don't know. It's a little crazy in that sense. Like, obviously it's a little bit overvalued. But what I'll say is that whenever you have big stocks and big names like Tesla, they can trade at crazy price to sales and PE ratios for a long period of time. So I'm not really worried about the price to sales or the PE of Tesla too much. Of course it's overvalued, yes. But there's been plenty of times in history where stocks have ran up with tons of momentum over multiple years, even though they were already overvalued. And it's because traders don't trade in a calculated way. They just don't. Like they buy into hype and they push stocks up. For example, that's what got Tesla to 400 in the first time. Or it wasn't really 400. It was like what? It was like $2,000 or something, $2,000 or something like that a share. But ended up falling back. I believe that as Tesla starts to go forward over the next few years, I think that this stock will still do very, very well as far as growth goes. Now, in the next 1 to 2 years, as they're starting to get a lot of these factories going, they're trying to get their Tesla trucks going and stuff like that. The semi-trucks are in the works too. They're going to be trying to come out with more economy cars. I think that this stock will start to get a lot better when those Tesla pickup trucks come out and when they start getting those cheaper cars rolling. Then I think Tesla will start to go. Until then, it's just going to be a waiting game in my opinion. But I think that averaging into them around the lows is a smart way to go. I'm not sure that I could confidently say averaging into Tesla right now just under 200 is smart. I do not think that I could do that right now. I would have to wait a little bit longer myself. It could end up causing you to miss it, but I don't want to buy Tesla too high. We ran up 100% in the past month or so. I'm definitely watching for a pullback here. So don't just go running in because I say I like it. But for the next 5 to 10 years, I think that Tesla will be up. I think it'll definitely be in the green. I do not think that this stock will be down in the dumps. Could be. Maybe something could happen. You never know. But I believe that they'll do well and they'll trade higher, as they should. And they're into solar power. They're into big batteries for your house to store solar power. Like, man, there's so much with Tesla. But I appreciate you guys joining up today. I really do. If you guys are new here, smash that like button and hit that subscribe with the bell icon. Seriously, subscribe if you're new. It'll really help us out. You'll get notified every day that we go live, and I do go live every single morning at market open for anybody wondering. Within 1 to 2 minutes of the bell ringing, I'm always here. So let's go, guys. Let's continue to have some good movement tomorrow. Maybe catch some more green stocks tomorrow morning. But other than that, have a fantastic rest of your day. I appreciate each and every one of you for always joining up and making the community an awesome place. We will be in the Discord for the rest of the day. If you need anything or if you want to talk stocks, I'm going to go ahead and send the link into the chat right now. So if you're looking to join, just click that link and it'll take you to the StockedUp server. Have a fantastic day. And hey, if you guys are winners today, post those profits in the profits channel. Seriously, I'll post them up on Instagram. I'll make a nice picture with them and stuff. That'll be awesome. I'll feature some of your guys' amazing gains there. So post them up in the profits channel if you guys are winning. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you later.